she'll be the biggest female star ever because she can pull up from the parking lot.
She is a killer. She is stone cold.
Caitlin, man, she's a phenomenon. She's the best female collegiate player ever.
Caitlin Clark is capable of magical.
Caitlin Clark continues to redefine what it means to be a trailblazer in women's basketball by leaking a shocking detail in her Fever contract. Known for her unmatched skill and leadership on the court, she's now making waves off the court too. The basketball world is buzzing after a surprising detail about her Fever contract came to light, and honestly it's a game share not just for Caitlin but for the future of how athletes approach their careers.
Knowing that before Caitlin was Brianna and Diana and Sue and Rebecca and all of those, Dawn Staley as a player, where does it go? Can it continue to climb, and will it climb on the back of now Paige Bueckers?
For anyone questioning the Caitlin Clark effect, we now have people wanting to watch golf because of her. We saw the kind of offer that Ice Cube made to Caitlin to play in the Big Three. That is $5 million to play 3 months.
The Iowa standout has always been ahead of her time, and this latest move proves that she's not just playing basketball, she's elevating the sport itself. So what exactly did she reveal, and why is everyone talking about it? Let's dive into this exciting moment in sports history.
NBA. So I was like, oh, what's she going to get paid? Because finally, you can get a real paycheck. And then I saw it and I was like, this can't be right, because this is what it is. In the first year, Caitlin Clark will earn $76,535.
Caitlin Clark has always been a visionary, and her latest contract with the Indiana Fever is no exception. The newly revealed detail isn't just about her, it's about setting a precedent for how athletes can use their influence to shape their professional journeys. According to insiders and confirmed by Caitlin herself, her contract includes a provision that allows for enhanced travel accommodations, personalized support staff, and resources dedicated to her holistic development as a player and leader.
These are some of the comments right here. She doesn't need to play for that whack job. She should just buy a rivalry. Exactly. Kayla getting that type of bag. Since she probably isn't this vindictive, but if it was me, if they wanted me outside, I'll demand a full retraction and apology from Gino for his comments on the Dan Patrick Show, which we'll get to that in a hot second.
Clark snags another honor. She's made the Forbes 30 Under 30 list. Clark, who is just 22 years old, is the only professional women basketball player on this list. Unlike the typical team travel arrangements, Caitlin's contract ensures that she can optimize her schedule and performance. The Fever recognized that an athlete of her caliber deserves the best, so they built in the flexibility to meet her needs. This isn't about luxury, it's about ensuring that one of the brightest stars in basketball can continue to shine without unnecessary distractions. For Caitlin, this means having the ability to choose travel arrangements that minimize stress and maximize recovery time.
So Gino Auriemma talked about Caitlin Clark again.
Caitlin will also have access to a dedicated team of support professionals, nutritionists, trainers, and even mental performance coaches. This reflects a forward-thinking approach from the Fever, prioritizing player well-being and recognizing the impact of mental and physical health on success. It's not just about winning games, it's about building a sustainable long-term career for their star player.
If you're a college player and you're a great college player, like Caitlin was, the delusional fan base that follows her disrespected the WNBA players by saying she's going to go in that league and tear it apart. There were actually odds on she's third or fourth in betting odds on being MVP at a W.
Reactions to this news have been nothing short of fascinating. Her teammates, for instance, have been vocal about their support. Some might assume jealousy would creep in, but the atmosphere seems to be one of genuine excitement. Caitlin's presence elevates the entire team, and her enhanced resources are seen as a reflection of where the Fever want to go as a franchise. One player even joked during an interview, if Caitlin's getting all these perks, we'd better start winning more games to keep up.
Basketball. Watch Caitlin Clark, left side. She doesn't even look at her. Waves her hand as if to say, I don't care about you. I'm not defending you.
From the management's perspective, this move was a no-brainer. The Fever's general manager called the contract a bold step toward redefining excellence in women's basketball. In their eyes, Caitlin isn't just a player, she's a franchise cornerstone and a symbol of their commitment to the sport's growth. By investing in her development, they are also investing in the future of women's basketball. Fans, of course, have had a field day with the revelation. Social media platforms exploded with reactions ranging from admiration to playful envy. One particularly viral tweet read, Caitlin Clark just secured a first-class seat to the future of women's basketball. Respect. Another commented, she's living the dream, and honestly she deserves every bit of it. The overwhelming sentiment is one of pride in Caitlin's ability to push boundaries and inspire others to aim higher. If you're a college player and you're a great college player like Caitlin was, the delusional fan base that follows her disrespected the WNBA. players by saying she's going to go in that league and tear it apart. There were actually odds on what are like she's third or fourth in betting odds on being MVP at a WNBA. However, it's not just about perks and privileges. Caitlin herself has emphasized that this contract is about creating a foundation for long-term success, not just for her but for her teammates in the league as a whole. In interviews, she's spoken about her desire to use these resources to improve her performance and bring championships to Indiana. It's a vision that goes beyond personal gain and her deep commitment to the game. Angel Reese spoke to the media. She didn't speak to the media after the game against Caitlin Clark, but this moment is bigger than one player or one team. It's a turning point for how women's sports are valued and supported. Caitlin's contract sends a powerful message: athletes deserve to have their needs met in ways that allow them to excel both on and off the court by prioritizing well-being and development. The Fever are setting a precedent that other franchises will undoubtedly follow. And let's talk about the ripple effect. Young athletes everywhere are watching Caitlin's journey and learning that it's okay to demand more. They're seeing a role model who's not just breaking records but also breaking barriers. This is about more than basketball. It's about empowerment, leadership, and the courage to redefine what's possible. The basketball watch Sinclair left side. She doesn't even look at her, waves her hand as if to say, I don't care about you, I'm not defending you. Of course, with great change comes great responsibility. Caitlin knows the spotlight is on her and she's handling it with grace and humility. She's quick to credit her teammates and the Fever organization for believing in her vision. This isn't just a victory, it's a collective triumph that highlights the power of teamwork and innovation as we look to the future. One thing is clear: Caitlin Clark is more than an athlete. She's a trailblazer, a leader, and a symbol of what's possible when talent meets determination. Her contract with the Fever isn't just a business deal, it's a statement of intent, a declaration that the future of women's basketball is bright, bold, and boundless. When we look at player salaries, people wonder why are NBA player salaries 100 times higher than WNBA salaries? Cause the TV money was 100 times higher in the NBA than it was in the WNBA. What's particularly remarkable about Caitlin Clark's journey is how this contract reflects her ability to transcend traditional boundaries. She's not just an athlete in the conventional sense, she's a brand, an icon, and a visionary. By securing provisions that emphasize personal development, well-being, and long-term growth, Sin is showing young athletes everywhere that being exceptional on the court isn't enough. You can and should demand excellence off the court as well. The Fever's decision to back her vision so wholeheartedly is more than just smart business, it's a cultural shift. Historically, women's sports have often been undervalued, with athletes frequently lacking the resources or recognition they truly deserve. Caitlin's contract is a step toward reversing that narrative. It signals to other franchises, leagues, and even corporate sponsors that investing in female athletes isn't just ethical, it's profitable. It is a little that Bird magic moment, if you recall, from 1979 when those two rookies came in from a big college rivalry, one white, one black, and so we have that moment with these two. But the one thing I know about sports, you need rivalry. That's what makes people watch. They want to watch games of consequence between rivals. They don't want everybody being nice to one another, and the domino effect is already beginning. Other WNBA players are reportedly looking into similar clauses for their contracts inspired by Caitlin's bold move. Agents and teams are taking notice, realizing that this could become the new norm for superstar athletes. Even younger players in college and high school are starting to dream bigger, knowing that someone like Caitlin is paving the way for them to step into a world with fewer limits and greater opportunities. Caitlin herself seems acutely aware of the role she's playing in this larger movement. She's not just advocating for her own growth, she's advocating for the growth of women's basketball as a whole. This isn't just about me, she said in a recent press interview. This is about creating a path for the next generation to thrive in ways we never thought possible. Caitlin Clark finished up one of the most remarkable years of basketball, playing up in quite some time, and it's not just lip service. Caitlin's actions back up her words. She's already expressed plans to use her resources to mentor young players and participate in community outreach programs. Imagine the impact of a player of her caliber stepping into a youth basketball camp and sharing not just her skills but also her mindset. That's the kind of ripple effect that can transform lives. Like whatever really happens with Caitlin Clark, I would say her big thing is to be ready for WNBA season, and people are like, why she's only making $70,000 in the WNBA? What is the point of her worrying about that league rather than trying to push for other leagues and other ways of make more money? Critics of course will always have their say. Some have questioned whether such special provisions disrupt the concept of team equality, but Caitlin's approach makes it clear that this isn't about entitlement, it's about pushing boundaries in a way that benefits everyone. By being in peak condition and performing at her best, she's helping the Fever win games, gain recognition, and attract more fans. In essence, her individual success directly translates into collective success for the team and the league. Caitlin's journey is far from over, and this revelation is just one chapter in her incredible story. Whether you're a fan of the game or simply inspired by her drive, there's no denying that she's making an impact that will be felt for years to come. So here's to Caitlin Clark, a star on the court, a leader off it, and a true pioneer in every sense of the word.